respond with the yes, no, something. Okay. So let's start with the today's topic, and the today's topic is dynamic memory management. So when we talk about the dynamic memory management, so already I have given you then example that forcefully, I have given that example that forcefully I will ask you to invite me at your home, and when I visit at your home, as a Indian traditional culture, Atiti Devo Bhava, you will offer me a cup of tea or coffee. So when you reach to your kitchen, you find out that you are running short of sugar. So at that time, you run towards the grocery shop and you buy a half or kg of sugar. So that is the example of dynamic memory management. Same way, when we want to declare a memory in a program, so we declare the memory in a two way. The first way is a static memory allocation, and another way is a dynamic memory allocation. So when we declare the memory with the static memory allocation, there are some advantages are there with the static memory allocation. And when we declare with the dynamic memory management, so there are some additional responsibility. I will not say disadvantages are there. I will say that some additional responsibilities are there on you. So those responsibility you have to bear. So एक example देना चाहूँगा कि whenever you now during the lockdown time, many of you have created that special kind of coffee. कौन सी कॉफी थी, कोई बताएगा कि मुझे, जो हर किसी इंसान ने बनाई है कॉफी और वो फोटो पोस्ट की थी? Is anyone is going to tell me? Yes. Dalgona. Okay, I'm Prachi. I'm audible to you. Can you switch on your audio? Yes, please switch on your audio.
Yes, sir.
Can you pronounce it for me?
Dalgona.
Okay, Dalgona is the coffee that Prachi made. So Prachi के mom ने एक condition ये रखी थी कि because Prachi has heard, और कोई बहुत सारी dishes आपने बनाई होंगी ना during lockdown, you may have experimented the few dishes. Do you like
Yes,
to
sir.
share? Do you like to share any one of the dishes that you tried? Name of it?
Cake.
Okay, so Prachi has tried the cake. Dalgona coffee थोड़ी simple है, but Prachi has tried the cake. So mom का एक example यहाँ दूंगा कि प्राची के mom ने प्राची से बोला है कि the time you are going to enter into the kitchen, at the time, the way the kitchen it is, means neat and clean, everything is placed at a proper place and everything is there. The once you are going to leave the kitchen, at that time I need the kitchen in the same way. Otherwise हमारी आदत है, मेरी भी आदत है, during the lockdown period I have cooked, I especially like that we are going to say that pakode. So होता ही है कि हम किचन में जब एंटर करते हैं तो किचन बहुत नीट एंड क्लीन होता है, बट जब हम बाहर निकलते हैं ना चीज बना के, सो किचन को बहुत मेसी बना के जाते हैं. सेम वे प्राची के लिए रिक्वेस्ट यही थी कि वंस यू एंटर इन द किचन, द सेम वे यू हैव टू लीव द किचन. सेम एग्जांपल यू हैव टू कीप इन माइंड. स्टैटिक मेमोरी एलोकेशन के साथ में कैसे अप्लाई होगा, डायनामिक के साथ में कैसे अप्लाई होगा, दैट वी आर गोइंग टू सी. तो स्टैटिक मेमोरी एलोकेशन ये बोलता है you have to give the requirement of a memory at a runtime, at a compile time, and you have to give the requirement of a memory at a runtime when you talk about the dynamic memory allocation. So static का example ये है कि when I'm going to talk about a static memory allocation, so I just like to take you the compiler first, and I just want to show you something so that you will have a clear-cut idea. So static. So when we are talking about the static memory management, as you can see on the screen, I have just declared one variable, and once I declared one variable, so what going to get happen? I will just assign 5. So I will come back to the example of Prachi with her mom. कि जब भी आप घर पे होते हो और mom is going to cook, so you just have to tell to the mom that yes, today I just have to eat, or I want to eat my favorite dish, that is paneer butter masala. So you just give an order to your mom and she will cook that particular curry for you. So there is what is the example? You just go and enjoy it. You don't have to take care of that. You have to clean the kitchen and all on that kind of thing. But here, same with the static memory allocation. Once we declare a static variable, means once we declare static memory, we give a requirement at a compile time. So compiler is going to, what compiler actually going to do is that, so let's see that example over here. So in a process address space, what actually going to happen when main function start executing, So at that particular time, a frame is going to get created inside the stack, and that frame is going to have a name main, and inside it, at the when the line number 5 is going to get executed, a 2 bytes of memory is going to get allocated, and it will have a 5, and then after that it may have a address 100. What actually with the static memory location, when this particular closing of curly brace is going to get executed, at that time, that particular, when that line is going to get executed, this particular frame is going to get released. So at the same time, the static memory is going to get deallocated. So when we talk about the advantage of static memory location, so what we have to do, we have to give it at a compile time, and allocation and deallocation is as per the compiler or as per the system. But here there's some disadvantage of static memory location is there. For an example, if we give a static memory location and at a runtime, we require more memory, we cannot allocate it. For an example, I have declared an array of 5 elements. So this is an array of 5 elements, and I'm going to declare it. So just imagine this is an array of 5 elements. I've declared it. And out of those 5 array, I'm just utilizing the 3 elements in the array only. There is a wastage of a space. So in an operating system, this internal wastage is called as the internal fragmentation. And for an example, if we declare an array of 5 elements and we have a requirement of 10 elements, so again we have to go back and we have to modify that array. So that is the problem with the static memory location. That's why we need a dynamic memory location. But the advantage with the static memory location, deallocation is done by the operating system. But when I'm going to talk about the dynamic memory location, so it gives us some responsibility on your shoulder. As I've given an example of Prachi. Once she entered into the kitchen and her mom says that, okay, you are not given an order to me, or you are not given a request to me. I will not use the word order. I will say that you haven't requested me to cook a cake for you. You are trying to cook by yourself. So what you have to do, you have to do each and everything by your own. Means you have to clean the kitchen also once you allocate all this kind of thing. Same way heap segment says that once you allocate any kind of memory from the heap segment, you have to deallocate it. System will not deallocate it. So because of the dynamic memory, there is a problem in a dynamic memory location because of the responsibility. First is a dangling pointer, and another is a leakage of memory. That is, leak is there in a memory. Some holes are going to get created in a memory because of the programming. So hopefully till now, all the things are clear to you. So if you have any query and confusion till concept, you can respond in a chat box with yes, no. कोई doubt है, please respond in the chat box. No. So no doubt is there. Now, so next example is that, so when we want to allocate a memory, no doubt. So when we want to allocate a memory from a heap segment. So basically what we have to do is that we have to attach one header file. The name of the header file is a stdlib.h, and that header file consists of 4 different functions. The first function is a malloc, the second one is a calloc, third one is a reloc, and fourth one is a free. So first 3 function is for allocation purpose, and 1 function to deallocate or to free the memory. So let's start with our first function, that is malloc. So as you can see on a screen, there is a malloc function is there. So first we try to understand what is the syntax of a malloc function. What the malloc function says that? Malloc function says that you have to give me the size of memory you want from a heap segment. So on a right hand side bracket, you have to give the size, that is byte size, means 1 byte, 2 byte, 3 byte, that size you have to give me, and that much amount of memory I will allocate you from the heap segment. So this is a heap segment. From this particular heap segment, I'm going to allocate a memory. So that is a basic example. Now here most important fundamental is that this part. I just want to take here one more real life example. So for an example, after engineering, you are going to get place with the very good companies like TCS, Infosys, Capgemini, or different multinational companies you are going to work. And after that, you start earning, and one day you decide that you want to buy a plot. So one day you want to decide, one day you decide you want to buy a plot. So what you will do, you will go to the real estate agent and you will ask that, I just want to buy a plot that is of 1,000 square feet, 2,000 square feet, or 3,000 square feet. So that particular real estate agent is going to show you the plot of your desired requirement. So what actually going to get happen is that he is not going to ask you that कि आपको जो plot चाहिए वो plot किस चीज के लिए चाहिए, वो आपका matter है, आपको plot किसके लिए चाहिए. Do you want to construct a shop over it? Do you want to construct a bungalow over it? Do you want to construct an apartment over it? It's your choice. So same way, when malloc function allocate a memory from a heap segment, that memory do not have any type specification. There is no typecasting is there. So now I want to introduce two type of typecasting is over here. That is the first one is a internal typecasting, that is implicit typecasting जिसे हम बोलते हैं by compiler. Another type of typecasting is a explicit typecasting. I am going to repeat it. First one is a implicit typecasting. Another is a explicit typecasting. अब यहाँ example में implicit और explicit का मतलब क्या है? I just want to take you over here. So for an example, if I want to talk about here, so I want to calculate the sum. And when I want to calculate the sum, I'm going to say that num is the variable, and I'm going to divide it by 3.14. So when I want to divide it by 3.14, so here explicitly what I'm going to do, I'm going to tell the compiler, please consider this 3.14 as an integer. So this is an explicit typecasting. Explicitly I'm telling to compiler, convert this float value to an integer, and I'm trying to print it. So it is printf, and I'm going to say %d double quotes comma, and I'm going to say sum. So I have to declare the sum as well. I will say sum. So in this way it is going to declare. So let's compile it. No problem, and run it. So it will consider as a 3.14. That is called as an explicit typecasting. But for an example, अगर मैं यहाँ नहीं देता हूँ ये ऐसा, so what the system will do? Let's check it. Same way system doesn't do anything, and it's give that explicit. Again, it's provided. So यहाँ implicit के जगह एक explicit के जगह implicit typecasting हुई. मतलब कंपाइलर ने खुद ब खुद उसे 3.14 को 3 में कन्वर्ट किया एज एन इंटीजर और उसे कन्वर्ट कर लिया. तो ऐसी बहुत सारी चीजें हैं जहां पर कंपाइलर खुद ब खुद कर लेता है क्योंकि उसे पता है किस तरह से कन्वर्जन करना है. बट देयर आर फ्यू concepts are there over which the compiler doesn't know how to convert it. So at that time you have to give the explicit conversion of it, in which format you want to convert it. That's why we talk about explicit typecasting. So अगर हम यहाँ example लेंगे हमारे, if we are going to take an example over here, so जो memory मिल रही है वो हमें memory white star में मिल रही है. तो today I am going to want to introduce one more concept of a pointer called as a generic pointer. So जो भी memory मिलेगी वो generic type में मिलेगी. Generic type में मिलेगी मतलब you will get the memory in a white star format. White star मतलब generic. White means nothing and white means generic and star means a pointer. White star में मिलेगी. So that's why what you are going to do whenever you want to allocate a memory from malloc segment, you always typecast the memory with the int star. Means you want to convert that particular thing. You say that this is an memory in which I am going to store the integer and I am assigning the address into the pointer, and that pointer is of type integer. That's why int star. अगर एक character pointer होता और मैं character में store करता तो I am going to put here character star. So that's why you all are aware that in a data structure, when we talk about the node, when we try to declare a node and node is of struct, so that's why we state that node star malloc size of new node. So hopefully you all are clear. Node star malloc. So that's why we convert that particular thing into the node star format. So hopefully till now the things are clear to all of you. If you have any query, any confusion, you can post that query and confusion in a chat box. Please post your query, yes or no. If you have a query, please respond. No queries. So till now there is a no queries there. Now let's move ahead. So let's do one thing. We declared one pointer, and once we declared one pointer, so what's going to get happen is that we are allocating the memory dynamically. So let's take an example with the DMA malloc and free. So let's go to the compile. So first function is a malloc. So this is the malloc function, and forget about this part. So this is the. So as you can see on a screen, we declared one pointer and we are allocating a single variable dynamically runtime. We declare one variable at runtime. So आप बोलोगे सर यहाँ तो wastage ही ज़्यादा है, 2 bytes for pointer and 2 bytes for a variable. It is better to allocate it statically, but this just for an example. And then after that, we're trying to store the value into the dynamic location. And then after that, what's going to get happen? We try to access it. So let's do it. Compile. And here are some warnings you are going to get regarding the declaration of scanf. Scanf में ampersand चाहिए और यहाँ ampersand नहीं जाएगा. It's okay, no problem about it. So now, so we are at this particular line and its cursor is blinking and then it's waiting for one input. So I will give the input 55 and again it is going to get display the 55 over here. So now here first one concept I want to introduce regarding the default value of a garbage, that is default value of a malloc. Whenever we allocate a memory with the malloc, the default value to that particular location means we will not scan anything. We just print it directly. So here, what you are going to get is a garbage because memory that you will get in that memory, the garbage is available. So compile and run it. So you will get a garbage value inside the memory. So that you are printing right now. Now, as I mentioned, there are two concepts are there. That is the first one is a dangling pointer, another is a leakage of memory. So let's discuss that part. So as we all know that when we talk about this particular, can anyone come online? Can you switch on your audio? Anyone randomly? I want to ask few questions directly over here. Or do I have to choose from list? Okay, Ankita Mitra. Hello, Ankita. I'm audible to you?
Yes, sir.
So as you can see on a screen, I have written a code. So can you tell me which type of memory, where the int star PTR, the memory is going to get allocated, whether it's a static allocation or dynamic one? Ankita, are you there? Ankita, switch on your audio.
Yes, sir.
So when we declare int star PTR, so what type of memory it is? It's a dynamic or static?
Sir, dynamic.
Dynamic? Anyone want to correct the Ankita? Please switch on your audio. Anyone?
int star PTR is static.
आपका नाम बोलेंगे?
Mayuresh.
हाँ?
Mayuresh.
हाँ, Mayuresh. So
No.
yes, good. अंकिता आप भी ऑनलाइन पे रहिए. int star PTR is a static memory location. यहाँ प्रॉब्लम इसीलिए तो हम डिस्कस करने वाले हैं. मयूरेश ऑनलाइन रहिए आप भी. And Ankita, you also. After that, second line में क्या हो रहा है? On that int star PTR is the static memory location. We're trying to allocate the dynamic memory over here. So जिसका dynamic memory का address किसके अंदर रहेगा? Static variable के अंदर. So यहाँ पर dynamic memory allocation हो रहा है. This is dynamic memory allocation. And after that, we are accessing it, we are printing it. So first type of thing that I am going to show you over here is that कि just इतना piece of code रहा तो memory leakage कैसे होगा? What actually leakage is going to get happen? Yes, Mayuresh, can you answer me one thing?
Yes.
What about this int star ptr variable? When this particular memory is going to get deallocated?
After the end of program.
Yes, after the end of program is after this curly braces.
Yes.
And what about this memory?
It will not be deallocated.
Deallocated. Now that is the main problem. That is leakage. The first concept over here is a leakage. तो आप सभी लोग अब स्क्रीन पे प्रॉपर्ली ऑब्जर्व कीजिए. अंकिता, यू ऑल्सो ऑब्जर्व ओवर हियर. अंकिता, आर यू देयर?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, अब ध्यान दीजिए आप अच्छे से. हमने जब भी बोला int star ptr, तो int star ptr जैसे ही हमने बोला, so what actually going to get happen over here is that एक फ्रेम क्रिएट होगी जिसके अंदर क्या होगा, मेन होगा. दैट इज मेन के नाम से फ्रेम होगी. यहाँ पर क्या होगा, ptr वेरिएबल क्रिएट होगा. दिस नेम ऑफ द वेरिएबल इज अ ptr. जैसे हमने दूसरी लाइन बोली, दैट इज int star malloc size of int, तो क्या होगा, 2 बाइट्स की मेमोरी यहाँ से अलोकेट होगी और इसका भी खुद का एड्रेस होगा 200 और इसका एड्रेस है 100. सो ये 100 यहाँ पर क्या हो जाएगा, allocate. This is going to get allocated over here. That's why 100. After that, when I say star ptr equals to 5, तो यहाँ 5 चले जाएगा. जैसी closing of curly brace आएगा, what going to get happen is that this particular frame is going to get released as well as the pointer because it's a static one. Because as I said, प्राची वाला एग्जाम्पल, मॉम ने बोला था आप एंटर हुए हो किचन में, आपको ही क्लीन करना पड़ेगा. डायनामिक मेमोरी लोकेशन आपने अलोकेट किया, आपको ही करना पड़ेगा. अब क्या होगा, इस तरह से एक मेमोरी का चंक छूट जाएगा जिसका कोई रेफरेंस नहीं होगा, जिसका कोई वाली नहीं है. मतलब व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट द काइट, जब काइट पतंग टूट जाती है, दैट इज जब पतंग कट जाती है, तो उसे कोई भी लूट सकता है, ले सकता है. So that's why this particular allocation is available in a memory and operating system will not allocate. आपके प्रोग्राम में आप ऐसा what you are going to do, 10 different functions are there in your program, and what actually doing is that you are allocating that memory 10 times, but you forgot to release that memory. तो आपके मेमोरी में ऐसे बहुत सारे चंक बन जाएंगे. So this is called as, these chunks are there which are unreferenced. That's why these are the leakages in a memory. These are the leakages in a memory. इसीलिए जावा में इसे बोला जाता है गार्बेज. जावा में स्पेशलाइज कलेक्टर अवेलेबल है जिसे हम बोलते हैं गार्बेज कलेक्टर. इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग, रेफरेंस वेरिएबल, अनरेफरेंस मेमोरी जब भी मिलेगी, सो वी टॉक अबाउट द गार्बेज. सो वहां पर ऑलरेडी एक प्रोग्राम अवेलेबल है जो बाय डिफॉल्टली एक पर्टिकुलर टाइम पे रन होके ऐसे मेमोरी को कलेक्ट करके वो क्लीन करता है. दैट इज कॉल्ड एज अ गार्बेज कलेक्टर. बट इन अ सी देयर इज अ नो mechanism. That's why leakage is there in a memory. So hopefully Ankita and Girish, if I'm not wrong, things are clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you can switch it off. So now hopefully you all are clear till now. So as you can see, your attendance also available. So ये एक concept है leakage of memory और इसका solution है garbage collection in Java. C में तो available नहीं है. तो C में अगर मुझे इस तरह की लीकेज हो रही है तो इस लीकेज को रोकना है, तो व्हाट आई टू डू, आई हैव टू यूज द वन फंक्शन कॉल्ड एज अ फ्री एंड फ्री पीटीआर. मुझे उसे फ्री कर देना पड़ेगा. सो अगर मैं फ्री कर दूंगा प्रोग्राम खत्म होने के पहले, सो देयर वोंट बी एनी काइंड ऑफ लीकेजेस इन एवरी फंक्शन एंड आफ्टर दैट दैट पर्टिकुलर मेमोरी इज गोइंग टू गेट रिलीज. सो देयर इज अ नो प्रॉब्लम. सो दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ लीकेज मेमोरी. बट आपने फ्री तो कर दिया, अब नेक्स्ट प्रॉब्लम आती है यहाँ पर डैंगलिंग पॉइंटर की. पहुंच गए हम डैंगलिंग पॉइंटर. आप डैंगलिंग पॉइंटर पे पहुंचे, आपने मेमोरी फ्री कर दी. इसके आगे व्हाट गोइंग टू गेट हैपन, आई एम ट्राइंग टू एक्सेस द सेम मेमोरी. आई हैव रिलीज द मेमोरी. नाउ आफ्टर रिलीजिंग द मेमोरी आई एम ट्राइंग टू एक्सेस द सेम मेमोरी. वंस आई एम ट्राइंग टू एक्सेस द सेम मेमोरी, व्हाट एक्चुअली गोइंग टू गेट हैपन ओवर हियर, कंपाइल एंड एग्जीक्यूट. सो फॉर एन एग्जांपल 55 अलॉकेट किया था, 55 अवेलेबल है, बट आप जब सेकंड टाइम उसे एग्जीक्यूट कर रहे हो, यहाँ पर वो मेमोरी मिल ही नहीं रही है आपको. सो बहुत बार इंटरव्यूअर आपसे पूछता है, गिव मी एन एग्जांपल ऑफ डैंगलिंग पॉइंटर. दिस इज एन एग्जांपल ऑफ अ डैंगलिंग पॉइंटर. दिस पीस ऑफ कोड इज एन एग्जांपल ऑफ डैंगलिंग पॉइंटर. मीन्स अ पॉइंटर was allocated, means pointer was accessing the memory which was previously allocated to him. But after freeing the memory, again a pointer is pointing to same location. जब भी आप फ्री करते हो तो फ्री वाला जो फंक्शन है वो पॉइंटर का एड्रेस लेके उस एड्रेस पे जाके मेमोरी को फ्री कर देता है, बट ही विल नॉट रीसेट द पॉइंटर. सो पॉइंटर अभी भी किस मेमोरी को इंडिकेट कर रहा है, उसी को, और हम उसी को एक्सेस करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. कई बार ऐसा होता है कंपाइलर क्रैश हो जाता है, कई बार आपके सॉफ्टवेयर क्रैश होता है. सो दैट इज द रीजन बिहाइंड इट. जैसे एरे में हम आउट ऑफ द बाउंड जाके, यानी जो एरे अगर 5 एलिमेंट्स का है और मैं पॉइंटर को इंक्रीमेंट करते 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 लास्ट एलिमेंट तक पहुंचा और लास्ट के भी आगे निकल गया, मैंने एक बार और इंक्रीमेंट कर दिया, तो आपने अपनी बाउंड्री क्रॉस कर दी. सो यहाँ पर एग्जांपल आता है, जैसे अपनी बाउंड्री आप क्रॉस करोगे तो क्या होगा, वो जो एड्रेस जनरेट होगा वो हो सकता है नेक्स्ट प्रोसेस का हो या नेक्स्ट किसी चीज का हो, तो ऐसे टाइम पे आपके प्रोग्राम क्रैश करते हैं. आउट ऑफ द बाउंड अगर आप जाते हो तो वहां पर मेनी टाइम्स इट हैपन दैट प्रोग्राम क्रैश. इसे हम बोलते हैं सेगमेंट फॉल्ट. यूनिक्स में अगर एग्जीक्यूट करोगे तो वहां सेगमेंट फॉल्ट का एग्जांपल आता है. So this is the problem. This is a dangling pointer problem. Now, how to deal with this thing? So to deal with this dangling pointer problem, there is a solution. Always after clearing the dynamic memory, it's your responsibility to set it to null. Null means nothing. So, and after that, as a good programmer, always practice that whenever you try to access any particular address, always good programmers going to follow this practice, they set the pointers to null after using it, because there won't be any kind of problem. Otherwise बड़ा प्रोजेक्ट होगा ना 30-35 हजार लाइन का, और आपने अगर गलती से सी में कोडिंग किया, वो भी ड्राइवर, बेसिकली ड्राइवर्स आर व्हेन यू क्रिएट अ हार्डवेयर ड्राइवर्स, basically when you go to any hardware company in which you have a software division, basically they just have one fundamental, they create a drivers for a particular hardware. So most of the drivers are created in a C because it's easy to code it. So ऐसे टाइम पे जब हमें एड्रेसेस से डील करना होता है, at that time the best programming practice is to always set a pointer with the null. So वहाँ पर एक कोड होता है, if ptr is not equals to null, so that is checking at the coding level, ptr is not equals to null. अगर ptr is not equals to null अवेलेबल है तभी आप वैल्यू प्रिंट करो. अगर ऐसा नहीं है तभी प्रिंट करो, अदरवाइज condition false. So here I'm going to give an example and run it. So I will give 77. आप देखो मैंने मेमोरी फ्री करने के बाद भी मुझे उसने एड्रेस प्रिंट करा के नहीं दिया. I have taken care of this part. And why I'm telling you all these kind of practices of a good programming is that when you join the company now, on a Friday evening you will get one test report from a tester that these many bugs are there in your report, and please rectify those bugs before the Monday morning. So once you have a bug in your code, although there is a holiday next day, second Saturday or something, you have to sit and you have to rectify those bugs. So this is called as a unit level testing. As a software engineer, this is a unit level testing. You can test the code at a unit level. So always a good programmer is the programmer who tests their code at a unit level. हर चीज टेस्ट नहीं कर सकते, बट कुछ चीजें जो हैं जो हमारे कंट्रोल में है. So in this way, there are two problems are associated with the dynamic memory location. The first one is a leakage of memory, and another is a dangling pointer. And we address both the problem as well as we given the solution as well. So in interviews, many times they ask that what is the solution. So many times people mug up the answer of what is dangling pointer and all that kind of thing. It's always better to understand what is the problem and how we can deal with it. So hopefully till now the ideas are clear to you. So we are done with the malloc and we are done with the free function. So both parts are done. Now the next function is a realloc. So about a realloc, when I'm going to talk about the reallocation of a realloc, so before reallocating, you have to first use the malloc. That is, you should allocate a memory and then you can reallocate. Otherwise, you cannot reallocate that particular memory because there is no allocation. So how you are going to reallocate it? So here I want to give an example that every day you are going to have some kind of appetite of eating the 4 to 5 chapatis. For an example, 4 chapatis. And one day you do a very hard work, physical work, and after that, once you go to the home or you skip your lunch. So during the dinner time, when you sit for eating, so at that time, once you finish the 4 chapatis, you ask your mom that I need one more chapati. So she asked that why, what happened? You said that yes, today I've done so many things, so I'm so much hungry. So at the same time, she will allocate one more extra chapati to you at a runtime. That's why same way with the realloc. तो realloc क्या बोलता है कि realloc ये बोलता है कि you have to give the pointer that was through which you already allocated a memory, and the how much extra memory you are going to require means already 2 allocated, आपको एक चाहिए, you have to give the number here as a 3. So actually 3 bytes are going to get allocated. So you can see by allo, I have shown the reallocation. So let's go to the realloc and see how the realloc going to work. So realloc. So as you can see on your screen, बहुत लंबा चौड़ा कोड है. No need to worry. I will explain each and every code. So I have declared. अभी तक हमने सिर्फ integer लिया था, मैं character ले रहा हूँ जानबूझ के. So I have taken one character pointer, and after the character pointer, what I have to do is that I am going to declare one character variable through dynamically. So that's why character star malloc size of character. Done. This is a static. This is dynamic. Then after that, I will ask to the user that enter the one character, and what I'm going to do, I will scan it and I will store inside the PTR, and then I will print it. After printing it, what we have to do is that, so here I have done some changes. So I will, okay. After that, you have to flush. So as you all know that why we have to flush, because we are dealing with the string handling, character handling, और अगर गलती से अगर input stream में कुछ छूट गया ना, तो वो नेक्स्ट वाला सी नहीं लेगा. एज यू ऑल नो. अब यहाँ पर क्या होगा, यहाँ पर हमें ये करना होगा. ऑलरेडी मैंने एक कैरेक्टर अलोकेट किया है. आई विल इन अ रीअलॉक, आई विल गिव द पॉइंटर ptr same, comma, I will give the 2 and I will reassign to the ptr itself again. Then I will ask to the user that please enter the second character, and I will try to take the second character. So you can remember that this is a ptr of 0, means ये ptr of 0 था हमारा. Whether you write in this way or that way, both are same. So I will just write in PTR, and here you will write the PTR1. And then after that, I will try to print both the things. So don't get confused. Array is a pointer, pointer is a array. So in this way, we are done. So save the code. Now first job is to compile it, compile and run it. So it will asking me for entering the first character. So as you can see on a screen, we are up to line number 8. So after that, it's waiting for enter any character. So we reach to the line number 14. So for line number 14, it's asking me B. So now I'm trying to print the both. Previously allocated memory is A, and the next extension of the memory is containing the B. So hopefully till now, the things are clear. If you have any query, any confusion, you can ask me. Yes, for pointer is it static? Do you have any query, confusion, anything? You can ask me.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, what did realloc actually did here? I didn't.
Realloc actually extended the allocation. डायनामिक मेमोरी अलोकेशन में ये होता है कि आप एक बार डायनामिकली अलोकेशन में दे दो तो डायनामिक में भी रन टाइम से आपको अलोकेशन देगा वो, और वो पूछेगा कि आपको एक ही बार मुझे देना है कि आपको डायनामिकली कितनी मेमोरी लग रही है. सो उस पर्टिकुलर लाइन के अंदर जब आपको लाइन एग्जीक्यूट कर रहा है और आप चाहते हो कि जो आपने अलोकेशन कर दिया है वो अलोकेशन आप एक्सटेंड करना चाहते हो सकता है कि आपको 2 के अलावा 3 बाइट्स की मेमोरी चाहिए थी, बट आप जाके फिर से उसे मॉडिफाई करो तो उसको फ्री करके फिर नया अलोकेशन करने के बजाय उसी अलोकेशन को हम एक्सटेंड कर रहे हैं. वी आर एक्सटेंडिंग दैट अलोकेशन, सेम अलोकेशन उसी को हम एक्सटेंड कर रहे हैं. एम आई क्लियर?
यस.
हेलो, ये देखिए यहाँ पर पहले हमने क्या किया था, फर्स्ट मैलॉक से हमने ये ब्लू वाले ब्लॉक्स अलोकेट किए थे, और फिर थोड़ी देर बाद हमने उसी पॉइंटर में, वी हैवंट चेंजेस द पॉइंटर, उसी पॉइंटर में मेमोरी बस एक्सटेंड कर दी. वी एडेड द मेमोरी. So that is the thing with the realloc. Now the next fundamental is available regarding the, we are done with the realloc. So now the next fundamental available with the calloc. That is, we want to allocate calloc. So हम लोगों ने देख लिया डैंगलिंग पॉइंटर क्या है, उसका प्रॉब्लम का सोल्यूशन क्या है. वी डन विद if segment. So this is an example. You can draw this way. If segment यहाँ blank रहेगा. Then DMA dangling pointer done. So now the next is a calloc. So calloc or malloc is the both function are same. So you may have a question that कि अगर calloc और malloc same है तो दोनों में difference क्या है? दोनों में difference सबसे पहला difference ये है कि malloc में से भी वही चीजें कर सकते हो calloc से भी. तो calloc से जो memory हमें allocate करके मिलती है वो actually initialize to 0. So always there is a by default initialization is there, means all the memory what we are going to get with the calloc is initialized to the 0. That is the one advantageous feature is there. The second advantageous feature with the calloc is that it allocate the blocks. Means for an example, अगर आपको एक array declare करना है तो आपको just आपको ये बताना पड़ेगा कि you have to pass in 2 arguments in a calloc. The 2 arguments is required. The first argument is required the what type, means how much कितने का ब्लॉक चाहिए. तो हमने बोला साइज ऑफ इंट बोला तो यहाँ पर 2 चले जाएगा. यानी 2 वाले कितने ब्लॉक चाहिए, एक ही चाहिए. तो अगर हम बोल देंगे 2 वाले 4 ब्लॉक चाहिए तो एक्चुअली क्या होगा, यहाँ एक इंटीजर का 4 बाइट्स का एक एरे क्रिएट हो जाएगा. सो इट इज वेरी इजी फॉर अस टू गिव द 2 डिफरेंट थिंग, मींस व्हाट इज द बेसिक ब्लॉक साइज एंड हाउ मेनी ब्लॉक्स आई वांट. ये बेसिकली आपको हेल्प करता है आपके लिंक लिस्ट के अंदर या स्ट्रक्चर का अगर कोई वेरिएबल है. इफ यू हैव अ स्ट्रक्चर वेरिएबल एंड यू वांट टू अलोकेट द डिफरेंट मींस स्ट्रक्चर का जो साइज है वो पास कर दिया आपने, और वैसे वाले आपको मल्टीपल स्ट्रक्चर के वेरिएबल्स चाहिए. मींस यू वांट एन एरे ऑफ स्ट्रक्चर्स. as you can understand, there is in an array of structure is there. So when you want an array of structure, at that time you can use the calloc thing, and the basic advantage is that you always initialize to the 0. बट malloc में वैसा नहीं होता. malloc में क्या होता है, गार्बेज वैल्यू होती है. और malloc में अगर मुझे array डिक्लेयर करना है तो मुझे यहाँ स्पेशली बोलना होता है here I have to make a changes in a malloc, and that changes is that the equation will change. In place of here I have to give multiplication factor over here. So that is I have to add here 2 into whatever number of blocks I want, 2 into size of that particular block, so that it will calculate and it will pass the direct number, complete number. That is responsibility on our side. So here freedom we are going to get, that freedom we are going to get in a calloc. So let's see the first calloc so that you will have a clear cut idea. So when we go, okay, open the calloc. So on a screen, wait, actually I have modified this code for someone. So let me take back it to normal page. So first you are going to require a pointer to allocate it dynamically. So the pointer, and I will first do not take any input. So this is the small piece of code that I want. PTR is equal to instar calloc, and I will give the how many blocks I want. I just want the 2 blocks. So, and after that, and I will print those 2 blocks directly. So star of I, and I will free it. So this is a small piece of code. So आप calloc function use करोगे, 2 blocks चाहिए of a integer type, तो 1D array create होगा 2 elements का, and you will start with the I 0, and I have to declare here I as well. So this is the way. So it will just directly print it. So let's do an example. So only warning is there, compile and run. So as you can see that both our zeros are there. If I will put 0 space over here, so both 0 get separated. Means today we are done the demonstration. So calloc memory is always initialized to 0, and the malloc is always give you the, if you are not going to initialize it, will give the default value is a garbage for malloc and 0 for calloc. So fully till this point, everything is clear to all of you. Do you have any query that is leakage in a memory, and how to deal with both the examples. Those we cleared it. So now the next thing is that I just want to introduce here one more example is a generic pointer. बहुत बार आपको question आता है what do you mean by generic pointer? So as you on a screen you can say that I have created a generic pointer. So typecasting का example आप यहाँ से देख सकते हो. So when I talk about the generic pointer, so generic pointer की जब हम बात करते हैं तो generic pointer का मतलब है void star means nothing, no point, यानी उसका कोई type नहीं है currently. And I want to access that particular pointer. Generic pointer से हम integer variable को access करेंगे. So it's always good to have a generic pointer. You can convert that pointer into anything. So जैसे जैसे आपकी level बढ़ती है आप generic pointer की तरफ ज़्यादा जाने लगते हो. तो I declared one generic pointer and I have declared one variable. So normal practice, I will assign the address of home, address of num into the generic pointer, and I am trying to print it. So printf %d डबल कोट्स कॉमा स्टार पीटीआर जो हमारी नॉर्मल हैबिट है. सो अगर आप ऐसा दोगे तो यू विल गेट वन एरर. सो फर्स्ट आई वांट टू शो यू एरर ओवर हियर. सो कंपाइल. सो इट विल गिव एन एरर इज दैट इनवैलिड यूज ऑफ void एक्सप्रेशन. सो इट्स बेसिकली void स्टार है, आप उसे int में क्यों कन्वर्ट कर रहे हैं. सो दैट्स व्हाई व्हाट इज द फंडामेंटल ओवर हियर इज दैट here you are converting into the int star. So that's why here you have to give the int star. So I'm converting into the integer star and then star is there. So now then after that I'm going to say compile. So no problem, and I'm going to run it. So you can access. So this is a simple pointer I can access. Now I can give an example of character also. That is character ch single quotes r. So this is the character and I'm trying to access the character with the generic pointer. So I will put here ch and in place of int I will put here character. So now I'm converting. This is called as an explicit typecasting. Why I'm showing you? This is an example of explicit typecasting. That is compile and run it. Sorry. So we are actually printing in with the D. That's why it's printing the there. So now I want to print with the character format. So compile and run it. So R as it is going to get printed. So hopefully you will have an idea about the generic as well as the generic pointer as well as the typecasting, implicit and explicit typecasting. So we explicitly typecasted a generic pointer into the character pointer as well as we typecasted the generic pointer into the integer pointer. So it will remain the integer. As per time we can change it. So now the last example that we haven't covered yet. So regarding the constants. और आज आपके थोड़ी कॉन्सेप्ट आज और हिलेगी regarding one constant fundamental. So now till now, if anyone have any query, confusion, doubt, anything, please ask me. Please respond in the chat box. Hello, Guruttu, can you switch on your audio?
Yes, sir.
So, Guruttu, what is the meaning of your name?
Gravity.
Gravity, good. So, if just I want to take a pause of 1 minute. So that's why only I was talking to Guruttu, because continuously अगर आप लोगों के ऊपर में बमबारी करूंगा ना तो आप लोग थोड़े हो जाएंगे. Guruttu.
Yes, sir.
हेलो Guruttu, क्या कभी ऐसा हो सकता है कि जस्ट आई एम गिविंग एन एग्जांपल ओवर हियर, मेरे दिमाग में बहुत सारी चीजें घूमते रहती हैं, सो आई विल जस्ट गोइंग आउटसाइड द टॉपिक फॉर 1 minute ओनली सो दैट यू कैन हैव अ ब्रेक ऑफ 1 minute. सो Guruttu इसलिए ध्यान में आया मुझे. फॉर एन एग्जांपल, इफ आई वांट टू फॉर अ पर्टिकुलर स्पेस, एक छोटा प्लेस है, 2x2 का प्लेस है, अगर वहां से अगर मैंने ग्रेविटेशन फोर्स को रिमूव कर दिया तो क्या होगा उस पर्टिकुलर प्लेस पे से? Guruttu?
ग्रेविटी नहीं रहेगी तो फ्लोट होगा।
यस, अब जस्ट इमेजिन करो, अब जस्ट नाउ वन मोर कॉन्सेप्ट, अगर किसी का दौड़ जाए दिमाग तो फिर मुझे बताना, क्योंकि इफ यू आर एबल टू switch on and switch off the gravity na, there is a permanent solution for petroleum industry for vehicles. Just imagine,
Yes, sir.
I have just designed a plate, and what I'm doing is that I'm just, when I'm moving that particular plate, so I'm on that particular plate, and once I'm going to move that plate, so gravity of that particular region is going to get nullified, so the things are going to get floated automatically. So that is anti-gravity concepts are there. So that is the point I just want to tell. So anti-gravity अगर आप लोगों को लगे थोड़ा सर्च कीजिए. So break sufficient था यहाँ तक के लिए 2 मिनट का. So thank you गुरुत्व. अच्छा हुआ आपका नाम दिखा कम से कम, तो मैंने ये बात कर ली. So let's move ahead for our next concept, and that concept is, I won't take more than 5 minutes. So that concept is regarding the constant. जब भी constant pointer के साथ आता है तो बहुत खतरनाक तरीके से वो बिहेव करता है. So here what I have done is that I have declared one constant int q. So q एक ऐसा integer variable है जो constant है. Constant है मतलब उसकी 5 value fix है, you cannot change it. And we declared one pointer which is value is constant. Star p का मतलब है उसकी value constant है. Pointer constant नहीं है, address constant हुआ क्या? नहीं. What going to happen? Value is going to get constant. So I will give you an example directly on a board so that you will understand it properly. So, okay. So as you can see on a screen, so first we declared one q variable, and in that q variable we have a value 5, and it is going to have an address 100. So it is a constant. So which thing is constant? The value is constant over here. Now after that we declared one p variable. So this is basically, I want to mention over here, this is q variable. So this is q, and then I will declare the p. So p variable अपना खुद का address होगा उसका 200. After that I have assigned the address of q, that is 100 inside the p. But when I declared it, so I make the value constant. So यहाँ पर ये कोई भी चीज constant नहीं है, star 100 constant है. Star 100 constant है मतलब you cannot change this particular value through p also. So value is constant, means both the way, in both scenario we make the value constant, but you can change the address. So here we'll take an example first. हम ये सब comment कर देंगे. We comment all these things and we try to run the code. So compile and run. So जैसे आप compile और run करोगे इसे, तो as you can see that we are printing the 5. So we are able to print the 5. So this is an answer we got. Now next time what we are going to do is that we try to change the value of a q with p. So I will give the star p of 7. Although I know that it's a constant, so I want to cross check it. So I will say compile. So error देगा और compiler बोल देगा. So compiler बोलेगा constant we cannot read only, we cannot change it. Now with the q also we cannot change it. If I'm going to say q is equal to 7, I cannot change it. Compile, again error is there. Now in that scenario what I can do is that I have to declare one more variable of a constant type, and then I can change the address of a p. So in this scenario what I'm going to do is that I'm going to change the address of p and I'm going to print it. So in this scenario ये 100 के जगह एक और variable create हो जाएगा. So as you can see on a screen, one more variable name as a q2, and it is going to have a value 7 and the address is 300. So अभी pointer में क्या चुका है 300. So this we can change it. So now if you say star p, so it will display 7. So hopefully till now you all are clear. Now the next fundamental, this is regarding only the making the variable constant, means integer constant. We made the integer constant and we declared one pointer with the constant value. Now we want to take you to the next example. That is, the example is regarding the constant pointer. तो जब भी आपको कांस्टेंट पॉइंटर करना होगा तो वेरिएबल तो एज इट इज रखोगे। अब इसमें क्या होगा, पॉइंटर कांस्टेंट हो जाएगा, मतलब क्या हुआ, इन स्टार कांस्टेंट हो गया, मतलब इन स्टार को आप चेंज कर पाओगे, बट क्या चेंज हो गया, हियर इज पी, मींस जहां हम स्टार पी को कांस्टेंट कर रहे थे, यहाँ ऐसा लिखा था तो स्टार पी कांस्टेंट हो रहा था, अब हमने स्टार को बैक साइड में लेके आ गए here. And now what we are going to do is that we are going to say constant p. Now the address you cannot change, means you cannot change the address and you cannot change the value of a q. So both the things, means these two things have become the constant. This is also become the constant. So आपका ये address भी आप change नहीं कर सकते. So if I am going to check the thing that is 7, so ये सब मैं okay. So the small piece of code. So I just trying to change the 7. So compile, I cannot change it. And if I declare one variable as a q2, that I would like to show you over here. This is a q2 variable, and I will declare it, and I will try to change the address as well. So ये भी problem करेगा क्योंकि आपकी value भी constant है और आपका pointer का address constant है. But यहाँ एक चीज का फंडामेंटल है, who is going to answer me this thing? So what is the output of this code? So just wait for a minute so that I can modify it properly. So ये हो नहीं सकता तो यहाँ से कोड निकाल देते हैं. Okay, now you all have to tell me the output of this code. So as you can see on a screen, this is the code, and tell me the output of the code. Mayur is saying error. Any other answer? Okay, let's do one thing. Compile. So as a Mayuresh, no error, and the answer is 7. And you all are shocked now, right? Yes or no? Please answer me in a chat box. Okay, can you switch on your audio, and now I would like to know why you all are shocked. Mayuresh, can you switch on audio?
Yes, sir. Q was constant, so we cannot change the value at pointer p, means q, but it was changed.
हाँ, अब एक बात आप समझो. For an example, yes, you are the Mayuresh and you are the constant integer. ठीक है? तो इसको इस तरह से एग्जाम्पल से समझते तो बहुत अच्छे से समझेगा हमें. तो मयूरेश क्या है? मयूरेश है ये कांस्टेंट इंटीजर क्यू. सो ये मयूरेश हो गया और ये हो गया मैं. सो मयूरेश को क्या बोला गया? मयूरेश आपके अंदर की वैल्यू क्या है? कांस्टेंट. आपको क्या बोला गया मयूरेश? प्लीज स्विच, कीप ऑन योर ऑडियो.
वैल्यू कांस्टेंट.
हेलो, हाँ, आपकी वैल्यू कांस्टेंट है. और मुझे एज एन रवि को क्या बोला गया कि रवि आपका एड्रेस कांस्टेंट है. रवि का क्या कांस्टेंट है?
एड्रेस.
और अब मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, ये 2 लाइन छोड़ दो, ये वाली लाइन का कोई मीनिंग नहीं है इस कोड के अंदर, कोई इफेक्ट नहीं है. जब मैं यहाँ पहुंचता हूँ तो मैंने क्या किया, रवि ने क्या किया, रवि का एड्रेस कांस्टेंट है, मैंने एड्रेस चेंज नहीं किया, मैंने एड्रेस को लेके वैल्यू चेंज कर दी. तो दैट्स व्हाई आई से दैट स्टार ऑफ पी मतलब क्यू का एड्रेस मेरे अंदर था. क्यू का एड्रेस फॉर एन एग्जांपल 100 है, मैं 100 लोकेशन पे गया और से 7 चेंज कर दिया. तो मयूरेश ने थोड़ी ना चेंज किया, रवि ने वैल्यू चेंज की. और रवि ने वैल्यू चेंज की तो रवि चेंज कर सकता है. रवि को क्या बोला था कि यू कैनॉट चेंज योर एड्रेस बट यू कैन चेंज द वैल्यू. बात समझ में आई मयूरेश?
मतलब इंट स्टार पी जो है, स्टार पी एड्रेस है.
स्टार पी का मतलब क्या? देखो पी का यहाँ एग्जांपल मैं देके बताता हूँ मयूरेश, आपको डायरेक्टली एग्जांपल यहाँ दिखा देता हूँ. अब हो क्या रहा है यहाँ पर, सो थोड़ा और प्रॉपरली ड्रॉ कर देता हूँ. सो आई विल जस्ट फर्स्ट हैव टू क्लियर इट. ओके, यहाँ थोड़ा ध्यान से आप लोग देखो. मुझे लगा ही था आपको गूगली आएगी, इसीलिए आप लोग को लग रहा था उस दिन मैंने क्यों नहीं लिया. दैट इज द रीजन, दैट्स व्हाई आई हैवंट टेकन दिस एग्जांपल. सबसे पहला ये है हमारा क्यू, दिस इज क्यू. it is going to have some address 100 and it will have a value. तो इसमें हमने कांस्टेंट क्या रख के रखा है, हमने 5 को कांस्टेंट कर दिया. Then the name of this particular variable is a q. हमने एक और पॉइंटर डिक्लेयर किया. उस पॉइंटर में क्या किया, पॉइंटर का खुद का एड्रेस 200 है, उसका नाम है p, और उसके अंदर जो एड्रेस असाइन किया वो 100 असाइन किया. सो वी असाइन द एड्रेस 100 इनसाइड इट. ठीक है, हमने क्या असाइन किया, एड्रेस 100. एंड नाउ ये भी कांस्टेंट है. क्यों? क्योंकि कांस्टेंट किसके पहले लगा है, पॉइंटर के पहले. अगर स्टार पी होता तो वैल्यू होता p मतलब पॉइंटर के अंदर की जो भी वैल्यू है. पॉइंटर के अंदर क्या वैल्यू अवेलेबल है, 100. तो ये दोनों कांस्टेंट हो गए. सो यहाँ से मैं क्लीन कर देता हूँ. आई विल राइट डाउन दिस. सो फुली टिल दिस पॉइंट द थिंग्स आर क्लियर. यानी पॉइंटर का एड्रेस कांस्टेंट है और q का क्या कांस्टेंट है, वैल्यू. तो पॉइंटर क्या नहीं कर सकता, पॉइंटर अपना एड्रेस चेंज नहीं कर सकता, बट पॉइंटर कैन टेक द एड्रेस एंड अप्लाई द एस्ट्रिक एंड कैन चेंज द वैल्यू. किसकी वैल्यू चेंज कर रहा है, 7. तो कौन चेंज कर रहा है, पॉइंटर चेंज कर रहा है. तो मना किसे था, क्यू को था. पी को मना किया था क्या, एम आई क्लियर? कोई डाउट है, मनस्वी, इज इट ओके?
यस सर. सर अगर वहाँ पे q इज इक्वल्स टू 7 लिखते
हाँ, तो हम नहीं कर सकते.
तो नहीं कर सकते. मीन्स लाइक q
हाँ,
can't change
हाँ.
its value but p can.
हाँ, p कैन, क्योंकि p को मना नहीं किया है ना. q इज इक्वल्स टू 7 लिखोगे. q भाई कांस्टेंट है जिसे जो करने मना बोला है. और मैं यहाँ कंपाइल करूं, यहाँ पर सॉरी आई एम गोइंग टू कंपाइल इट. तो वो चिल्लाएगा ना, भाई नहीं है ना अलाउ, आप कंटेनमेंट जोन में हो, आप बाहर नहीं निकल सकते. बट बाहर का आदमी तो कंटेनमेंट जोन में जा सकता है ना. सो नाउ ये बाहर का आदमी एड्रेस लेके कंटेनमेंट जोन में घुस रहा है, जबकि वो भी गलत है. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए, बट ये लीगल है ना, इट्स अ वायलेशन. तो अब इसका सोल्यूशन क्या है, इसका सोल्यूशन ये है कि अब ये पॉइंटर जनाब कुछ भी कर रहे हैं, कंटेनमेंट जोन में घुस रहे हैं, तो एक बार घुस गए. तो अब इनके लिए जो सोल्यूशन लेके आया पॉइंटर्स के लिए, ये लेके आया भाई आपको भी अब हम बांध देते हैं पूरी तरीके से. तो ये भाई साहब अब पूरी तरीके से बन गए. मयूरेश, मनस्वी, ऑडियो ऑन कीजिए.
यस सर.
अब क्या किया यहाँ पर, Q को तो बांध दिया, उसकी वैल्यू परमानेंटली कांस्टेंट कर दी. अब क्या किया, कांस्टेंट P भी है और कांस्टेंट इन स्टार भी है. देखो 2 कांस्टेंट लग गए इसके पीछे. बात समझ में आ रही पॉइंटर में? यानी अब क्या हो गया, अब P भी कांस्टेंट है और उसका क्या हो गया, वैल्यू भी आप कांस्टेंट कर दी. तो अब ये भाई साहब कंटेनमेंट जोन में नहीं घुस सकते. आई विल से 9, कंपाइल इट. सो देखो चिल्लाएंगे, चिल्ला दिया कि अब आप नहीं घुस सकते. एक बार कर ली आपने गलती, बट अब दोबारा नहीं घुस सकते. एम आई क्लियर? और ये एक्चुअली क्या है, फेवरेट टॉपिक्स है. दीज आर द फेवरेट टॉपिक्स, क्योंकि यहाँ पर क्या होता है, कॉन्सेप्ट लगती है, थोड़ा बैठ के समझना होता है. तो फुली कांस्टेंट, कांस्टेंट इंटीजर, कांस्टेंट पॉइंटर एंड कांस्टेंट इंटीजर पॉइंटर कॉन्सेप्ट